Hey guys, welcome to another episode of On Two Wheels. Today we've got BMW's F800GS Adventure. It's new for 2014, and you're probably thinking, that's the biggest dirt bike I've ever seen. Well, you'd be right. It is big, 560 pounds with a full tank of gas. So can you really go on an adventure on a bike this size? Well, we've come to the wilderness to find out.
BMW's 2014 F800GS Adventure by the numbers looks like this. 558 pounds with a full payload of 6.3 gallons of gas, 70 horsepower, 48 foot-pounds of torque, and a seat height towering at 35 inches.
BMW started this adventure package, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 years ago. And basically what it is for people who want to buy a BMW and they're really serious about taking it off-road. Adventure bikes as a category have become kind of like sport utility vehicles with cars. People like high riding positions and they like the pickup truck look and feel. So to a certain extent it's an image thing. But BMW's adventure packages are typically very well thought out, and they're for people who want to take the bikes further than they themselves and the motorcycles have ever really been. In the case of the 2014 F800GS, Adventure Package gets you a number of things. 15, I think BMW told me.
This GSA is fully loaded, meaning it has ASC, which is BMW's version of traction control, off-road modes for both ABS and ASC, heated grips, expanded dash functionality, a center stand, LED fog lights, and electronic suspension adjustment. In fact, this GS is more than fully loaded. It came with a GPS, a larger than stock skid plate, and full factory aluminum BMW saddlebags.
So the first thing that you'll notice if you ride an F800GS Adventure around is how it quite simply does not feel like it weighs 560 pounds. It's narrow between your legs, it feels light, it's got a 21-inch front wheel, but that doesn't kill its handling at all. It feels really good. A twisty pavement road like this, you can do this all day.
The 800 GSA carries its huge fuel payload in an underseat gas tank that doubles as the tail section, which helps keep the bike's center of gravity low. It also makes the back of the bike fat, and BMW realized this, so they made the front of the bike fat too, expanding the radiator guards to match the bike's aesthetic.
The bike will go along a paved road for hundreds of miles. Go straight, go twisty, do whatever you want. It'll work just fine. The other thing that works just fine is this huge windscreen that looks like a riot shield for a police officer in a third world country, but it actually provides really excellent aerodynamics. Even though it's almost vertical, you can ride along and there's hardly any buffeting, any wind noise around your helmet. And just like you'd expect really from a bunch of Germans who are going to make sure that stuff like that is exactly right before they release it.
If you ever ride an 800 GS Adventure, the first thing you'll notice is that it's comfortable. That's because BMW knows the people that buy this bike want to go long distances regardless of the surface. So the bike has a comfortable seat, wide flat handlebars, an upright seating position, and all the creature comforts that we've come to know from BMW.
Riding down an average road, the F800GS Adventure does exactly everything you'd expect a BMW to do. It feels lighter than it should, it's more comfortable than it should be, and with 6.3 gallons of gas underneath the seat, you can go 250 miles on a tank. But that's not why we came out here, is it? We came out here to the wilderness to see if 560 pounds of dirt bike really works. And I know what you're thinking, there's no way. It absolutely does not work. But you'd be wrong. Roads like this will slow a good SUV down to a crawl. But the F800 bombs along 20, 30 miles an hour over really gnarly stuff. And the best part is that 6.3 gallons of gasoline, the airbox, the 800cc motor, liters and liters of luggage, and none of it is in your way when you're riding off-road like this. You just have nice, wide, flat dirt bike handlebars, big off-road foot pegs, and a narrow chassis between your knees to help you maneuver through stuff like this.
And make no mistake, this Enduro ABS is spectacular, allowing just enough slip to maintain control without locking up or stalling the engine.
Epic. I don't know if you can see where we are right now, but it's flipping gorgeous. I mean, you can do this on your SV650 if you want to, or your Versas, or any other bike. We've seen it done. We don't advise it, but it's possible. But if you do it, you won't have as much fun as I'm having right now.
So, we knew some things about this BMW F800GS Adventure before we left. We knew that it was heavy, good on the highway, and expensive. But you don't need to pay a lot of money to get a bike that's heavy and good on the highway. So should you pay all the money, $16,500 by the way, to get a bike that can take you to the wilderness? In the case of the GS, I say you should. Because the fact that this bike weighs 560 pounds with a full tank of gas, and it can climb these hills, and you can actually have fun off-road, is something that I never expected. Speaking of that price, you can get rid of the GPS and use a map like a real man, and you can strap a duffel bag to the back and get rid of these side cases, and you can save around $2,000. And for $14,000 or $14,500, this bike starts to make a lot of sense. And with that, we're out of sunlight. So that means you have to go home, but it does not mean I have to go home. So I'm gonna keep exploring and see what else I can find. We'll see you guys next time.